Yeah, Wiggins is one of those things where, yeah, it's no surprise he's flourishing without Jimmy Butler being there to try, to be who he is. And that said, I don't want to slam Jimmy because it's working really nicely in Miami, but they also got players that kind of probably complement that as well. Not that they got them to play alongside Jimmy, but they happen to have guys like, Tyler Hero and Robinson. These guys seem to be able to just sort of be unfazed by what Jimmy might be doing in the locker room or whatever. And then, by the way, Jimmy might have had some self-reflection, been like, you know what, that method doesn't necessarily work for everybody, and I got to tone that down too.
Yeah, the thing in Miami has been interesting because these are also young players. This is a young Miami team, and that was the issue they had in Minnesota and in Philly, and it's worked in Miami. Again, you mentioned the mentality of a guy like Hero, Kendrick Nunn. These guys are kind of pit bulls. So I think they kind of fit Bam Adebayo. Even they fit Jimmy's personality better than I think.
And I think the Miami, and Nick, you could probably talk to this as well. I think Miami's program also fits Jimmy. Like, I think that a lot of times when we talk about programs, we always talk about college basketball. But to me, the great NBA franchises, to me, they run like a program. And the Miami Heat, you talk about the flash and dash, South Beach, warm weather. But to me, they're a bunch of tough guys. Yeah. Pat Riley's a tough guy. Spoelstra's a tough guy. And the guys that have come up through that program, Udonis Haslem, Alonzo Mourning, even the guys we've seen recently, like an Hassan Whiteside, like these guys aren't soft players. Like the Miami Heat, they train hard, they practice hard, and I think that's why it was such a great fit for Jimmy. I think that's why it worked so well, because the guys that they've drafted, they're going to draft the kind of guys that can fit that system. They're not going to draft guys who aren't going to be able to take someone like Jimmy Butler, because that's the kind of players they've had.
What's funny about that, though, I feel like is Spoelstra with his communication style that much different than like Hoiberg, for instance? Like maybe a little bit, but I remember Jimmy freaked out about that and went to the media to talk about how Jimmy Hoiberg's got to get in people's faces and whatever. I don't think that Spoelstra is that kind of coach, but he seems to doesn't have a problem with that, and that also is a testament to, again, the culture they've already had built in there, and the fact that Jimmy had to go and uproot himself to another situation that was already established, which, by the way, is of a championship coach and a championship general manager. Exactly. So that must also really help in that regard. So he might be willing to be like, okay, these guys have done it. I'm not going to be so critical on it yet. But there's definitely this might be like obviously the best landing spot for Jimmy in his career. And it's working out really well.